guys, this is Ryan and Chad here from CNR Reviews. Chad got me this for my birthday, and it's a badass gift, frankly. It is the brass stacker Scout scope mount for the Mosin Nagant.
This was seen on Nuttin' Fancy.
Yeah, Nuttin' Fancy did a video on it, and I know there's a couple out there. UTG makes one. That's a tri-rail system. It actually has 3 different rails. It's supposed to fit on the same way. This one we heard was really accurate, so rather than tapping the receiver here and actually drilling into that and putting a rail on top of that, a scope rail, and then having to get a bent bolt, we decided to go the Scout scope way. Chad got this for me. We're going to be putting it on my Mosin Nagant 9130. Now the way you do, it comes in this little package here, and it comes with full instructions of how to do it. That sometimes these little pins right here, if Chad wants to zoom in on those, sometimes these pins are actually soldered in. When they solder these sights on to there's a little rail under there. I believe it's a 3/8 inch dovetail, and when they solder this sight on, sometimes these pins also get the solder on them, and this kind of explains, these instructions explain to take a torch and to heat it up so you can melt that solder and get those pins out. Luckily these pins are not soldered in, so I'm going to use the punch that was provided by them, which is a little punch right here. It seems to be a pretty good little quality punch, and just a regular hammer. I mean, you guys can use a brass hammer, you can use whatever. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it on top of the pin here. I'm going to just knock it out. Get it off the table here. Oh, there it goes. Now I'm going to do the other one. Oops. This one doesn't want to stay on here. There it goes. Alright, so these holes right here is what this is going to fit on, and where these pins are going to go through, or these little screws here are going to go through. So the way you want to do it, and what this is enabling you to do, is keep your iron sights on your rifle as well as having a scope. So if you ever don't want to use your scope, maybe it's too close and you want to use your iron sights, you can just look underneath, look right under here, and you can still use your iron sights. So, but the way you want to put this on, I had a question the first time I pulled it out. I was like, how in the hell am I going to put this on? Which way do I do it? Do I do it this way? Do I do it this way? Which way? And the way you do it is this opening here goes towards the sight, and that's so you can still adjust your sight a little bit. So you're not going to be going all the way up to like 2,000 yards, which is what this sight can go up to, but you're going to be able to still go up to, you know, about 300 or 400 yards with it, maybe. So now this just
slides, on how far.
Yeah, this just slides over the top here of the sight. As you can tell, it goes on really nice. So you just line up with the holes here. Try to get it as lined up as you can. Let's see if this will actually go through. Yep. That's the first one. See, it just dropped in there, guys. I know some of these, I've heard sometimes you have to drill out the pinholes a little bit. And I'm glad that this is not the case.
This is a hex receiver 9130. This is an older 9130.
Yeah, this is a 1934 9130. So it's got a all the little pretty finishes and stuff like that on there that they didn't have time to do during the war. So now Now that these screws are through, let's put the nuts on. Now, I've heard that you want to Loctite these on. I'm not going to Loctite them on right now. I also heard that the screws are a little bit too long here, so you may want to cut them off with a Dremel after you're done. So, you want to put your washer on. And your little lock washer. And then your nut. Ah, dropped it. I'll grab the one over here. There it goes.
It's a real tiny washer.
Yeah, it's really tiny. So, let me see if I can find that other nut. Oh, here it is. Alright guys, I'm going to do the next one here. The washer. Make sure you put this little lock washer on, because it may tighten it up enough where it doesn't need the Loctite. I'm going to give that a shot. So, tighten that down here. Enough. Alright, now it does have a little bit of a wobble. I think that's going to stop as we tighten this up here. So that comes with a little Allen screw or an Allen wrench here, and that's to tighten it up. The other side looks like a 1/4 inch. I'm just going to use a 1/4 inch ratchet here.
Excuse me.
So that'll latch on here. There we go. Alright. Put the rifle up this way. I'm just going to do this to hold on to it here. Alright, that's tightened.
You don't want to over tighten it. You definitely don't want to strip out that Allen screw.
No. You just want to tighten it until it's nice and firm. You know, make sure it's tight. You're going to be shooting with it. But
you can always put Loctite on those screws if they loosen.
So, and it is looking like the screws do protrude a little bit. Check, can you see that there?
Yep.
They do protrude a little bit, so I will probably cut that off with a Dremel tool, just with a little cutting wheel. So I'm gonna pop this back down here and let's show that here.
It's really good, man.
That's pretty cool.
How far can that iron sight go?
Looks like the iron sight can go up. It can go up to 200, which the Mosin, it shoots high anyway. So 200 is probably about 300, realistically.
Or 250.
Or about 250 maybe. I mean, I'm not sure how much this round actually drops, but in our experience, we've had it at 50 and we're shooting at 100 yards with it.
Mm-hmm. And when you shoot at 100 yards,
and we're on
way
target.
high.
Yeah. So when you have it up to 100 and you're shooting at the target at 100 yards, you're shooting really high. So you have to aim real low. So going up to 200, actually, it goes directly up and actually locks in at the 200 mark. So that's really good. No, actually, it's 250. It actually goes up to 250. So yeah, it will go up to 300. So I mean, that's really all you're going to be shooting with iron sights anyway. I mean, and that's, yeah, you got to be good to do that. So having this little base on here is really nice. It's nice and sturdy. I mean, I'm trying to press down, it's not flexing at all. It seems to be pretty good.
Now, have you chosen an optic yet, Ryan?
I have, and it's coming in the mail. I will show you guys that when it comes. With this setup, you do have to get a long eye relief scope, or an LER scope, or a scout scope. They're all the same thing. You can also use a handgun scope. Some of the handgun scopes are more fixed. They're not an adjustable sight. The one I'm getting is a 2 to 7 by 32, so it is slightly adjustable. It's adjustable from 2 to 7 power, but it's smaller. It's only a 32. So
Oh, that looks awesome.
that's going to be good for 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards if I keep real still. So and because of how far the scope is mounted, that's why you have to have the long eye relief, because your face is going to be back here. You're going to need a good 10, 11, 12 inches of eye relief to actually get the picture through the scope, because of how far forward it is. So hopefully this one that I bought will work. I've heard good things about it being mounted on Mosins, but we'll see. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. As of right now, this is the brass stacker. That's trademarked. And this is the Mosin Nagant 9130 scout scope mount from them. So I believe it's stainless steel. It doesn't feel like aluminum.
It's definitely steel though.
Yeah, it's steel. So I mean, it's really, really strong. So we'll see how it holds up out there. This is Ryan and Chad from CNR Reviews. Thanks for watching, guys.